Welcome back to the Shake Up Guys. Hi, as you can see today, it's just the two of us, the original Shake Up Guys crew. So, yeah, we'll keep things really lighthearted, but we felt like we should do another episode, when the time gets away from us and we haven't done this in a while. We get all the thoughts bottled up inside, and that's not good for anybody. So, without further ado, Jay, what's up, man? What's going on?
Not much, man. Chilling. What's going on with you?
Not a whole lot, man. Just grinding out here, trying to make ends meet. That's how I go. So, like and subscribe so I can
It's getting hard out here.
yeah. It could be easier, I'll say that.
Selling dope or fucking fat bitches or fucking old bitches for money.
I thought about that, but I can't find anybody who, like, I trust enough to pimp me like that. So
selling dope it is.
Nah, I'm not gonna sell dope either. Yeah, it's my theory as far as like the dope game is concerned. Is as soon as a person of color touches dope, the cops already know who he is. It's a conspiracy. So no, won't be selling dope. I will sell myself, but dope is out of the question. I won't be touching that.
So that's just uncalled for, but and immoral, but fucking old bitches and fat bitches is perfectly fine.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, the way I see it, if Instagram models are a thing, then me selling my body shouldn't be that big of a stretch.
I can dig it.
So,
I can dig it. Instagram.
I mean, this is all jokes, but not really though. I mean, if it comes down to it, I'll be dancing on tables for old women.
I'm not opposed to stripping.
Me either.
I don't want to work anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, if my job consists of wearing a banana hammock and dancing in front of elderly women for money, I feel like it's a pretty noble profession, in my opinion. It's my opinion. So, what else is going on out there in internet land, crazy people land?
Chris Brown, man.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Brown's catching all kinds of hell, man.
Oh, poor Chris Brown.
What did he say? What was the line? He said, I want to fuck the black bitches with nice hair.
With good hair?
No, he said nice hair.
Or nice hair?
He said, I want to fuck the black bitches with nice hair. He didn't even say good hair. I said, I want to fuck the black bitches with nice hair. Been catching hell for it.
Well, I mean, that comes with the territory. I mean, people get all up in their feelings when you start talking about their hair and all kinds of other shit. But the point is like, so what? Everybody's got a preference. Listen, I'm a 6'2" black dude. Okay, I do not get offended when somebody doesn't want to mess with me because I'm a 6'2" black guy. It doesn't bother me. Everybody has a preference. Just like somebody's preference might be, I don't know, tiny feet. Who knows? I don't know. I don't care. Right. The point is I don't think Chris Brown should be thrown under the bus because he talked about his preferences in a song. That's his prerogative. He can do what he wants, and he's got the bread to get who he wants. Yeah, to have preferences.
Here's the problem: with women, you're not allowed. Women are allowed to have preferences. Men aren't. Men, you just have to like whatever's in front of you. You ever meet a chick out and you tell her you're not interested? She look at you like you're gay or something.
All the time.
I'm not gay. I just don't want to fuck you.
I do that all the time.
What's wrong with that? Why is that a problem?
Well,
you're a man.
It's because they expect men to just bow down to vagina, and I'm not doing that. Like, I've never been that guy, and I'm not gonna start being that guy because I'm older now. I don't care. So everybody's allowed to have their preference. Whatever your preference is, whatever, that's cool. Do you? But I'm not finna sit here and condemn anybody for what their preferences are. I don't care, male or female. So, Chris Brown, man, hang in there, man. As long as you ain't swing on nobody, man, you straight, man. You'll beat this shit. I mean, all the people who are gonna talk shit to him anyway still gonna buy his concert tickets. So what difference does it make? You're still gonna go to his shows. You're still gonna buy his albums. You're still gonna bump him in your car. You're still gonna make illegitimate children to him. So who gives a fuck?
Here's why I respect Chris Brown. I'm not a big Chris Brown fan. I've never really been into him. Here's why I respect him. This is my misogynist side talking. He doubled down on it.
Yeah, he should have.
When he doubled down and he said, "You bitches got a problem with it? don't listen.
Yeah, I mean that's
And I
how.
love it. I was like, I respect it. I'm tired of cats, especially entertainers and actors who think, oh, if I don't apologize, they're not going to come to my show. If I don't apologize, they're not going to go see my movie. If I don't apologize, fuck you.
Right.
Don't watch. Don't listen. Don't like it. Don't look at it.
I
And I
feel
love
like
it. He doubled down on it. He said, fuck you.
I feel that applies to so many more things than just Chris Brown's situation right now. Like there's an entire culture on YouTube that for some YouTubers who exist just to talk about another YouTuber, which in my opinion kind of makes you a loser. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of if the person you're talking about is wrong or not. If they're wrong, let them be wrong and just turn them off.
And just don't
Go do your own thing.
Just
Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't do it. Don't be that guy. Don't be the guy that goes on YouTube to talk about somebody else all the time. And like if you had like one thing that you dedicated it to, like, okay, I'm gonna talk about this person this one episode and then you moved on, fine, whatever. But if your entire presence on the platform is to talk about one individual, you suck as a person and you know you ain't got no talent. So, you know, whatever. Go play in traffic, whatever.
Falls under obsession.
Yeah, you're a weirdo.
Just move along.
You're a weirdo.
It's not that deep. Just move along. If you don't like it, don't watch. If you don't like this show or what we say, or mostly what I say, if you don't, like
I don't care if they don't watch it. I mean, see, the thing about this, Jay, is we don't have to agree on everything, but we have to give each other the space to put forth our ideas and all that other stuff, or it's not gonna work. When you just completely shut people off, or like if I was to be like, I'm gonna go live, I'm gonna talk about Jay, I'd be a loser. I'd be a loser.
That's society right now. Society right now is saying, if you don't agree, there's something wrong with you. Fuck you. And they feel like they can attack you because you don't agree. There's a lot of things in society I don't agree with.
Come at me, bro.
Like there's a lot of things, a lot of the hate, from whether it be political or whatever, that people hate, or they feel like if you don't agree, there's something wrong with you. No, I just look at it from a different perspective. That's all. Nothing more. I just don't see it the same way you do. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. Doesn't mean you're right. Just means fuck you.
I personally just feel like entertainers entertain, and that's where it stops.
There you go. Let's transition to something happy now, man.
Cool.
Well, not happy. It brings me joy because I get to talk shit. So it's happy to me.
All right.
There's this thing right now in society I like to call hoe culture. And I've got notes. And yes, some of them are written on napkins. Y'all just can't see.
That's fine. Some of the best ideas is written on toilet paper.
Yeah. Right now there's a thing going around called the Cucumber Challenge. Are you familiar with this?
I've heard of it.
You heard of it? Have you seen the videos?
I've seen a video.
A video.
I saw a video of a bunch of women at a concert. I don't know whose concert it was, but they were all like, they brought cucumbers.
They bring cucumbers
so they can demonstrate their superior dick sucking skills.
Exactly.
But in the same token, they don't want to be treated like hoes.
Exactly. There's an artist named Disgusting Justin. Yeah, cool. The big dude, big light skinned dude from Texas with green hair.
All right.
I'm gonna say it again. Big light skinned dude from Texas with green hair. His name is Disgusting Justin. One of the things that he's known for, it's kind of like the old 2 Live Crew.
Those were always entertaining concerts.
Yeah, those were the best. I remember going there one down, in Alabama. Yeah, good time. Anyway, he likes to bring cucumbers to the concert and allow women, like you said, to perform their oral skills on cucumbers that he presents to them. And these hoes are running wild with it. They're going absolutely insane. They're literally going to like Walmart, Kroger, your local grocers, picking up cucumbers while somebody records them performing on the cucumbers, and then they put them back on the show.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Exactly.
Why wait, I thought
some of them are buying them.
Okay, well, they all should be buying them. Don't lick things and put them back. That's disgusting. Don't do that. That's gross. People out there
spreading hepatitis.
Don't do that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, some are buying, some are putting back on the shelf. Like, here you go. So you're gonna spread your hepatitis to some innocent kid? You nasty tramp.
That's gross.
But they're doing this and they're putting it up online. They're not doing it for shits and giggles. They're doing it for attention and likes.
You can start arresting these hoes.
So, that brings up the next point. The chick there's another thing, another fad, where these chicks are going around taking ice cream off the shelves, taking the top off, licking it hard.
That's assault.
Putting the top back on and putting it back on the shelf.
That's assault. It's offensive to my senses because I like ice cream. Exactly. And I don't want ice cream that's been licked on by hoes. And yeah, I'm calling y'all hoes when y'all do shit like that. That's hoe shit. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just how many dicks you take, okay? It has a lot to do with how you carry yourself, how you behave. You're a hoe. You carry yourself like a hoe, and people are going to treat you like a hoe. So if you carry yourself like a hoe and you're doing hoe shit, then don't be surprised when nobody wants to, I mean, I'm not.
You're jumping ahead in my notes.
I am. I'm sorry, but I have to make this point. This one's for the ladies, okay?
No, it's not for the ladies. This is for the hoes.
Well, this is for the ladies, okay? Not all women are hoes.
No, that's what I'm saying. We're not talking to the ladies.
This is for the ladies.
Talking to the hoes.
Ladies, nobody. Okay, let me just put it in the form of an analogy, okay? If I'm going to buy a car, okay? When I get to the lot, I'm going to look at all the cars. I'm going to test drive one or two of them, and then I'm going to buy one. I tell you exactly what kind of car I'm not going to buy, though. It's the car with 300,000 miles on it.
With dents in it.
If we apply that to what you're talking about here, which is whole culture, it's no wonder the single mother rate is what it is now.
74%.
70. That's a lot.
In the black
that's outrageous.
In the black
and
community.
It's not. See, the thing is, it's like it's sad because it's not something that we can't turn around, but it requires us to change our mentality to do so. The question is, how many people are willing to do that? But whatever. Another show.
Too busy sucking cucumbers, yeah, and licking.
Well, I mean, it's like you trying to get chose, but you're trying to get chose for something that later on you're gonna say, oh, you can't talk to me that way. You can't. I ain't nobody's hoe. Blah blah blah. But you presented yourself that way.
That brings up a good point. First of all, let me backtrack a little bit. The one video of the girl licking ice cream, that one went viral.
I saw that video,
and she licked like a little pint of Bluebell ice cream. Bluebell's pressing charges against her.
They should,
and I'm glad they are. I'm like, I hope you prosecute
because
this
that shit is wrong, man.
It's gross. It's disgusting. I don't want your hepatitis.
I don't want any of that shit you got going on.
If you got kids, you buy this for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
You dirty bitch. And now you gave the kids hepatitis because your nasty ass want to lick ice cream, put it back on the shelves.
I mean, there's certain shit, it's like you can feel like it shouldn't be punishable by the law, but I mean, that's just gross, man. It's like somebody using your toothbrush.
Basically.
It's sick. Come on, man. Get it together, people. We better than this, man. We gotta know we better than this.
But you brought up a good point, man. You like, how do you people don't understand. The internet is forever. The internet never forgets.
Your kids are gonna see this.
Your kids gonna see this, hey mom. Remember when you licked ice cream for likes?
Oh yeah.
And you're not getting any money out of it. You're not getting the only thing you're getting is attention and likes and retweets and reshares. So you're willing to face criminal charges.
Don't matter.
Criminal charges and scrutiny, public scrutiny, for a couple of likes, retweets, and shares that people are gonna forget about in a couple of weeks. They're not even going to remember you. You're not going to get on a reality TV show. You're not going to get any money out of this. You just want a little bit of notoriety for the time.
That's really what it boils down to is everybody has this, I want to be famous.
Right now. We don't
right
do
here,
this
right
for
now.
Fame. I don't do this for fame. I do this because this is therapy. This show
Obviously,
is therapy.
I don't do it for fame because we got like 25 subscribers. No, we got more than that. We got 45 subscribers. So clearly, I'm not doing this for fame. I just do this to get my thoughts off my chest, and I got the equipment. So there we go. Anyway, I mean, you see, fame is the thing. Like people say, there's no such thing as bad publicity. I don't believe that. I don't believe there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Society has shown.
Yeah, I mean, there's many examples. You
It's
know,
showing us that there is such a thing as you want to be.
you can still get shit done with bad publicity, but
You can. You can. If you, it's that old saying: "If I can't be famous, I'll be infamous."
yeah,
There you go. So if you can't be the good guy, fuck it. I'll be famous for being the bad guy. Okay.
that's fine.
But understand that stays with you, and understand that you're gonna. And later on, in a year, 2 years, why can't I find a man, bitch? Because you were famous for licking ice cream and putting it back on the shelf, or you're famous for sucking cucumbers. You know, on one of these shows,
I saw one girl.
hold on, that disgusting Justin thing I was telling you about, the sucking cucumbers. He literally has girls. The one in St. Louis, he did the show in St. Louis. Literally had a train of girls. This was like 4 or 5 girls. Literally, not only sucking cucumbers, but they jumped on stage and performed a human centipede on each other, where they literally lined up, bent over, and just licked every hole on each other's bodies, like a centipede. Now you understand that that's going to stay with you. That is viral. That's not going anywhere. That's going to be up, and it's going to be there when you say, "Why can't I find a good man?" Bitch, because you were a centipede. You were number 3 in the centipede, bitch. That's not going anywhere.
Why can't I find a good man?
So don't ask, why am I single? Why can't I find a good man? Bitch, because you wanted to suck cucumbers at disgusting Justin's concert. Fuck you. He's hope.
Yeah, it's pretty
Y'all
much
want to live that city girl life. Y'all want to be Cardi B and all that. Cardi B married.
Cardi B's married?
Yeah, she's married to one of them Migos dudes.
That Offset cat?
Yeah, him. She married to him. Got a family with a kid.
I didn't know she was
She's not
married.
out here sucking cucumbers on stage.
What she used to.
She's just a disgusting whore that used to stuff bottles in her.
And rob niggas in hotels. Yep.
You're not Cardi B. That's a 1 in a million shot.
You know, the only reason why Cardi B is getting away, well, even still, I heard she was getting brought up on charges for something. I don't know what for, but
she's facing 14 felony convictions
for that hotel shit.
For that, they offered her a plea of like probation and 2 misdemeanor counts.
The fucked up thing is
she refused.
Well, see, the thing
So
is
now
about
they're throwing 14 felonies in her face.
Well, here's what's crazy though. Cardi B is cute. What do you think they're gonna do to your ugly ass? That's real, man. How much time you get is determined by how good you look in court. And some of y'all ain't got a prayer in this motherfucker. I'm just being honest with you. I mean, I'm not the person that dictates who's ugly from individual, but a lot of y'all that I seen licking ice cream and y'all not cute. Y'all gonna get real time, and especially when you ain't got the fix-it-flat people to do your hair no more, you really gonna look toe back.
Man, Cardi B got ass shots, she got her teeth fixed, and she got breast implants.
She had a whole NASCAR pit crew on her shit.
A whole pit crew.
What you got?
And jumped on reality TV
50 cents
show.
on the dollar for food stamps. Is that how you funding your meteoric rise?
and a hairy fucking fish.
Oh man,
it's been blown out. That's
like
your only bargaining chips.
Shit look like an old baseball glove.
Damn, a worn out catcher's mitt?
Yeah. Well, that's what the bed looks like. Old catcher's mitt.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that's fine. They did it to themselves. I'm done. I'm taking the gloves off, people.
Somebody got to be the voice of reason. You can't. You already got the rated R superstar. You can't have you too, man. Somebody got to be the voice of reason.
I call it like I see it.
Okay, well, fuck it then.
That's how I see it. All I mean, you can't in one breath proclaim how big of a hoe you are, and then later on talk about how nobody wants to be with you. Nobody wants to be with the town bicycle, man.
You're not a queen.
Nobody's a queen.
Listen. Hold on. Me first. I brought it up. Me first. You don't get to call yourself a queen if you're running around here with 7 different hair colors, your ass hanging out, and you selling pussy. You don't get to run around talking about I'm a queen. You don't get to be like, treat me like a queen when I know you just sucked 11 dicks yesterday. You don't get to call yourself a queen.
No, I don't feel like anybody should go around. Listen, unless you took the time out, show me the paperwork, okay? Unless you took the time out, you went on Ancestry.com, and you trace your family history all the way back all them years to them people, and your ancestors was a king or a queen, stop calling yourself that, man. Okay, stop.
You don't get to call yourself a queen if you don't know who.
I'm not gonna put the queen moniker on you unless you're my wife. And you're the queen of this castle. You're not the queen of what? What are you the queen of other than that?
You don't get to call yourself a queen if you don't know who 2 out of 4 of your baby daddies are.
You don't get to call yourself a queen if you got more than one. more than one baby daddy.
By more than one dude. I did a whole list on Facebook. You people can go and check it out. If it's up again, I don't know, because I keep getting kicked off Facebook. If it's up again, you guys can go on there and look. I did a whole list where I asked people, you're not allowed to call yourself a queen if, and I let people fill in the blank. And it went on for a couple of days. It was pretty good. And then I got kicked off Facebook for 3 days.
That's fine. That's why we do this.
But anyway, so I'm good now. I got all that off my chest. You guys... In closing, I want to say, stop licking ice cream, stop sucking cucumbers, stop calling yourself a queen.
And especially stop making up titles for yourself to make yourself feel better about what you do or don't do or got or have or who you are or whatever. It doesn't matter.
And stop doing horror shit for attention, likes, retweets, and shares. Stop. Just stop. What happened to shame and self-respect? What happened to not doing things because you don't want to bring shame to your family? What happened to not doing shit because you want to be respected?
We live in the shameless era.
We live in horror culture.
We live in the shameless era.
Okay,
they do a march every year called the Slut Walk.
Oh, this bitch who got a sex tape. How many nude photos and
who? She got a sex tape? I don't think she got a sex tape, bro.
Oh, she might not. Who knows?
I haven't seen it, and if there is one, please send it to me because I'd like to see that shit.
I watch it. Let me clarify because I've been talking a lot of shit. I like hoes.
Everybody likes hoes.
I don't see anything wrong with being a hoe at home. I don't see anything wrong with being a hoe in private. Back in the day, we all knew a hoe. We all knew the girls that was hoes, but if you ran across them, you didn't know she was a hoe till you got the bitch alone.
Oh no, but people talk.
Bitch, you don't even know my last name.
People talk. People talk. You just didn't. I didn't make them. I never believed in making them feel bad about being hoes.
Right.
So that's.
But now they're putting hoe culture on Front Street. You know this girl's a hoe before you even have a conversation with her, just from her Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. You're like, oh. That's what you about. Okay, yeah, you're a bust down.
If your Facebook profile picture got you with lingerie in it and you're not a model.
And then wonder why you ain't taken seriously. Why can't I find a good man? Because you ain't a good woman, bitch. You're not presenting anything that's quality. You're not presenting anything that I want to keep.
And if you're wondering why you haven't met his friends, it's because he's embarrassed by you.
Bust down.
I know. It's the same thing for guys, girls have a dude who ain't about shit, and you'll wonder, he might wonder why he ain't ever met none of her people. It's because she's embarrassed by you. You're her version of a hoe. Or, whatever you want to call it.
Speaking of hoes,
Lothario.
This perfect transition to our topic, and hopefully it's don't get the shit flagged off. It's a perfect segue into...
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck it. Can you turn a hoe into a housewife? Topic for tonight's discussion.
That is a very interesting question, Jay, and I've thought about this. Well, the old saying is you can't. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. But I don't deal in absolutes. I'm not Sith. At least not on Wednesdays. Anyway, I think it's possible. I really think it depends on the level of hoe, the situation the hoe is leaving the hoe life for, and just really her overall mentality. I think it's possible. I don't think it's probable. I just think anything is possible if you have somebody who is aware of their behavior, aware of where that behavior can take them, and aware that if they change said behavior, good things can happen. If they can stay in that frame of mind, I think that they could actually be very good wives, because in in most cases, a person who's considered to be a hoe is just somebody is well, in a female sense, is somebody that is just trying to receive love. So it's very difficult. If I'm speaking for about women. It's very difficult once a woman has that hoe moniker to get it off of her. That doesn't mean she can't change as a person, but in my experience, hoes are looking for love. But that's really all I got to say about it.
I actually agree 100%. Here's why. A hoe definitely is just like any other woman on earth. Just want to be loved. Women don't want a lot of dicks.
Oh, one more thing I want to throw in there. I almost forgot about this part. Not only is it possible if she changes her mentality, but she also has to be with a guy who's self-confident and secure.
You taking like 90% of my.
I'm sorry, but I forgot to throw that in there, because that's one of the most important parts about it, is because at the end of the day, it's just going to be you and your woman.
Exactly.
Whether she's a hoe or not, is whether or not you can deal with that. If she's there with you, I'm pretty sure it's possible for her to put that shit behind her if you allow her to. But if it's something you're going to throw up in her face all the time, not going to work.
Literally.
But that has a lot to do with your insecurity. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. I agree. Sad about this, I agree with pretty much everything you said. I absolutely believe you can turn a hoe into a housewife, or that whole label. Because one, what defines a hoe?
Yeah. There you go.
It's subjective.
There you go.
It's subjective. One, you have to identify, is she a hoe? Well, who's to say?
That's neither here nor there.
But I've heard women call women hoes, and I'm like, you ain't seen her fuck anybody. You've heard that she's hung out with a lot, but you don't know for sure that she's fucked them. Men
lie, women lie.
Numbers don't.
Yeah. Sometimes women will put that other hoe moniker on another female just because
they don't want you to
to fuck with them.
Exactly.
There might just be some hater shit going on there.
Exactly. That's happened.
So you got to watch out for that, because not everybody who smiles in your face is your friend. They might be talking shit, especially if they want the dude that likes you. Yeah. I've seen that happen a lot of times. That's happened to me in my life, where somebody be like, why are you messing with her? She's such a hoe. Come to find out, no, you're the hoe, and you wanted to talk to me, but since I'm talking to her, you trying to sabotage that shit. Okay, I see who you are.
That happened in college.
Happens a lot.
That straight up happened while we were in college, and you know who you are. You 30 me. Yeah, I wanted her friend. And she's like, oh, she, you want that kind of girl? She a hoe. I was like, really? I don't know. I ain't heard anything about it. And I usually know all the hoes. I ain't heard nothing about her. That girl straight up hated on this girl because I wanted her friend. I was like, well, me at that time, I was young and naive. Like, well, I don't want to be walking around campus with a hoe. I don't want to be that guy holding arm in arm with a hoe.
You don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah, I don't want to be embarrassed. No, fuck that. Had I been this guy then, fuck all y'all. Yeah. It's my bitch.
Well, the thing is that I always found odd was, as much as people talk about hoes, or like this girl's a hoe or that girl's a hoe, guys have a nasty thing, a nasty way of trying to turn all women that they sleep with into hoes anyway.
She might have just banged you.
I mean, wouldn't it be easier? I mean, I know when it's time to hire somebody for a job, you're looking for somebody with experience. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to somebody you gotta train. I'm just saying. I mean, that's just one analogy for it. But I mean, hoes and the housewives, man. I think there's a negative connotation there, because at the end of the day, when it comes time to procreate and raise a family, you want to know that those are your kids. So if they're not hoeing in your relationship, let it go. Who cares? I mean, if you like them, I mean, shit, you gonna like all that nasty shit they do, and that's some shit you didn't have to teach them.
That man.
That's just one way of looking at it. I could look at it. I could be a prude and look at it the other way. Like, oh, I'll never mess with hoes, and I only mess with good, clean Christian girls. And come on, man. A lot of them good, clean Christian girls, you just didn't know they was hoes.
Man, you
didn't know.
Out of church, man.
Yeah, there's just nobody told. You know what I'm saying? It's like the hoe on the street and the hoe that's in the church. Just the difference is nobody told on the hoe in the church.
No, the hoe in the church knew how to get up and go to church on Sunday. That's it. Fuck out of here.
I'm just saying.
I used to have a joke, man. I used to say, I was like, I can never be Muslim because I don't want 72 virgins in the afterlife. Can I just have like 34 hoes? Like 34 nasty chicks? I don't want
34 nasty bitches?
Yeah, I don't want to have to teach 72 bitches.
I'm good with one.
Yeah, just give me like 33, 34 nasty ones that's been around the block a couple times.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
To each is his own. This is, again, we can't talk about, we can't sit here and judge what your preference is.
Right.
You know, same with Chris Brown. You can't judge your preference. Poor Chris, always getting shit in at the deal.
Here's why I say, yeah, we going left. Let's go back to the topic. Here's why I say, yes, you can turn a hoe into a housewife. And here's why it's beneficial. Here's how you can do it, and here's how it's beneficial. One, the woman has to be self-actualized. She has to be aware. One, I done had kind of a scandalous ass past. Mm-hmm. Two, she has to be upfront about that shit. Mm-hmm. Not immediately.
Yeah.
But eventually she has to be like, I've done some shit. Like, maybe I didn't make a fucking film in a gimp suit with a midget and some whips and chains and shit. But she should be aware of, yeah, I done did some nasty shit. And she has to be aware of that. And she has to be willing to say, I was a nasty motherfucker for a while. Honestly, I think every woman should go through a whole phase just to get that shit out their system. Okay, most women should go through a whole phase.
I think they should go through an experimental phase.
Same thing.
No, not necessarily. Because when I imagine a hoe, I see her jumping from dick to dick to dick. You can go through an experimental phase with one guy. You could have one boyfriend and go through a phase of experimental where you're just doing a bunch of wild shit with one dude.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody wants that. By whole phase, I mean where you're single, you're not committed. You do what you want to do when you want to do it. If she decides she wants to fuck this guy tonight, that guy tomorrow, nobody on Thursday, and then two people on Friday, she can do that. Why? Because she's free to do that. Normally, for most people, that's called college.
Yeah, but I would prefer that.
Get all that nasty shit out your system.
Regardless of how many sexual partners she's had, I would prefer a woman who hasn't gotten a train ran on them every Friday night. I mean, that's kind of
every Friday, motherfucker.
I'm just saying that's kind of like it's a little out there. Like that speaks to another issue that they're having. I mean, if they're doing it for free, if you're doing it in porn, you're getting paid, and that's your job.
That's true. I would prefer the girl who didn't acted up, not the train every Friday, but the girl who didn't kind of been a little trampy, because I'm like, I want to make sure you got that out your system.
True.
I want to make sure you're not in the back of your mind constantly wishing or rehashing or just like, oh, I wish I'd lived a little more, had a little more excitement, because that's where these midlife crises, because both men and women have them. Those chicks who get married young, by the time they're in their mid to late 30s, oh, they're fucking everybody behind their husband's back. Not because they're bad people, it's just because they didn't get to experience anything. Those chicks who get married at 18, 19, 20 years old,
yeah, they
didn't get to live, so they just kind of just do whatever, and they end up having kids young, so when their kids get older, they're like, I just never felt like I experienced life, so they feel like there's something missing. Really, and there's a hole to fill, and really all it is just a bunch of dicks to fill this hole. That's all they're looking for is a bunch of dicks. So I'm like, I believe everybody should honestly go through a whole phase. Just fuck who you want to fuck when you want to fuck and get that out your system. And then settle down. Instead of waiting till your mid-30s and then cheating on the poor guy who's probably going to kill you and everybody else, get out your system early.
Okay, so how do we define hoe? Because
It's subjective.
Right.
You can't, because you may be a clean cut dude. Things a chick who sleeps with nine guys is a hoe. She's a tramp. That bitch barely scratched the surface for some people.
The reason why I asked this is because in a situation where a girl has slept with, let's say a girl slept with 50 to 100 different men, okay? Some might say that's a hoe. I don't know. Like you said, that's subjective. Depends on the person, okay? Now, what about that person that's got a boyfriend or, you know, a significant other, married, whatever, and they're cheating on him? But is that more hoish than the single girl who fucks 100 guys?
Exactly.
Is that more or less hoish?
Exactly my point. It's subjective. It's all a matter of perspective. Okay, let's take the girls, two girls, line them up side by side. And I know one girl, for example, she slept with over 100 guys. Okay. One time. So she's had at least 100 dicks run through her. Then you've got the girl who's had one guy, but she slept with him over 100 times. Is her snatch any more blown out than her snatch? Well, it's literally both the equivalent of you taking 100 shafts.
Yeah, but that's 100 different dicks.
It's 100 different
that's
dicks.
Not the, I don't know if that's a good comparison, though.
It's a matter of subjective. The girl who slept, that girl I know, and I literally know her, you would never know it. You'd never know she slept with over 100 different dudes because the way she carries. That's another factor. It's the way she carries herself, the way she conducts herself, and the way she is in public. You would never know she slept with over 100 dudes.
But I would rather be with a woman who slept with 100 guys and is loyal to me than be with a woman who's only slept with 5 guys, married me, but then cheats on me. To me, that's a bigger hoe thing because now you're involving people who care about you in your hoe shit.
Exactly. That's my point. I'd rather take the one with the fucked up past.
Yeah. And a brighter future than somebody who's trying to live out their hoe phase while they got somebody. I think if you're going to be living the whole life, you should be funding your own life. If you work your job and you do what you do, you pay your bills, and you want to fuck who you want to fuck,
knock yourself out. Hats off to
fucking you. Nuts.
Hats off to you.
Go nuts. You know? Yeah. But if you married or you got a significant other and you trying to keep him because you know he a good person, but yeah, you still got some fucking to do. Yeah, look at you kind of different.
You ain't shit.
Look at you kind of different.
I guess. So are hoes winning?
I don't think hoes is winning. I think for a female who's got the hoe moniker, I think there's something going on there. I mean, you could have as much sex as you want. Because I've been in a relationship. I've been in relationships where we had sex pretty much every day. I don't think that makes her a hoe because she was having sex. It was my girlfriend. She was with me. And we had sex pretty much every day, sometimes 2-3 times. You know what I mean? It's more or less about.
You smoking, man?
No. Anywho.
Fuck you and Duckley in studio.
Oh, fuck you. I'm in the middle of a goddamn recording, asshole, but whatever.
I don't want a cigarette now. Well, but the point
show's almost over.
I know. I feel what you're saying. The reason I asked are hoes winning is because take the culture win. You got the Megan Thee Stallions, you got the Cardi B's, you got Nicki Minaj, you got all these hoes. Well, not hoes, but you got these chicks who is basically embracing the live free, die young lifestyle.
Well, that sells
sex
records. It sells.
But look at, if they take a second to look at it, it's like, Cardi B, you're married with a family, husband and child. Yeah, but you have to understand in Cardi B's case, I think some of her lyrics are written by a man. That's written by her husband, you know, to sell, to make them money. See, that's the thing. It's like they're terrible examples because they're just selling an idea. So is this culture too stupid to say this is only entertainment? Those who lack guidance, yes. All right, then. Those who lack guidance, and it's like, okay, remember when we was kids, like real young, and we watched Beavis and Butthead. Yeah. And then my dad would run in there behind us and be like, don't do this dumb shit. You know this shit is fake. I mean, we wasn't stupid enough to go and stick
fucking M80s up cats' asses and stuff. But at the same time, I think it helped to have somebody there to just reaffirm an adult who's been down that path of life to reaffirm, don't do dumb shit.
Right.
Now a lot of these people out here, these young folks out here, they never had nobody tell them, hey, don't do this dumb shit, or don't sleep with a bunch of dudes, or I mean, we live in a culture now where somebody will boldface tell you, how you gonna be out in the streets with no money, but you got a wet pussy?
Yeah.
If that's not an elder promoting whole culture, I don't know what is.
They're really, the elders nowadays are like 34 years old. So.
True, and they ain't have no guidance either. So you have this like circle of stupidity.
Circle of stupidity and hoes.
And then that circle is teaching the next fucking Jesus Christ, we're fucked.
That's exactly my point. You see where I'm going with this now. We're fucked.
Christ.
That's exactly it. I get too much free time to think. That's exactly where I'm going with this, is that we're fucked. From the dumb dudes who emulate what they hear in the music, even though the rappers are like, oh yeah, do this trap. I give you a prime example. You got T.I. talking about trap music, live the life, fuck these niggas, I kill you about my respect. And everybody knows I go down to Atlanta at least twice a year. I love the city. T.I. lives 30 minutes away from Atlanta in a gated community, 30 minutes outside of Atlanta. And you dumb fucks are still trying to emulate that. You got Cardi B telling you, fuck it, drug a nigga, get a nigga, do this, do that. And then she goes home to her husband and her child. Mm-hmm. Is she drugging him?
Well,
stop. Understand that this shit is entertainment. It's strictly for entertainment values.
Even this show is for entertainment.
Most of the show is for entertainment.
I mean,
this shit I say.
The shit we saying is how we feel. It's the truth from our perspective, but it is still entertainment. You're still turning on YouTube to watch it, which means you have the option of turning it off if you don't like it. And that goes for everything. But as far as the lack of guidance that people have, like I consider myself amongst the lucky. I had somebody like who constantly stayed on my ass, let me know the difference between right and wrong.
Boom.
In a lot of cases, I didn't need to be told, but it was good to have that support and be like, okay, me not following the crowd is not necessarily the worst thing in the world, because everybody else is doing it. Everybody else is coming up with babies and shit and doing drugs and stringing their life out and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? My dad came from that culture, not that culture, but he came from a pretty strict background, and that's what he wanted for his family. And that's really, I think the point in, not wanting to jump into the whole, this is a total segue, but jumping into the whole culture. Because, I mean, when dealing with hoes, you also have mama's baby, papa's maybe, a bunch of other cliche shit I could say. But I think people get the point is young people need guidance from intelligent, wise people who have lived a life that they have lived. Without that guidance, they are walking around this world blind. And you do not want the world teaching your children. You don't. You do not want the world to teach your children, because they are going to fuck them up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. We don't have grandmas, we don't have big mamas anymore, because grandma and big mama is 38 years old. Grandma and big mama is still trying to go out to the club. We need that grandma and big mama 65 years old walking around in a house coat and no bra. Looking gross.
Okay, that's a hell of a description.
But
all right, then.
We need that back, because grandmas who and grandma instilled guidance in you. Grandpa gave you something to look up to, gave you that factor of that defining man figure. Even when there wasn't a dad, there was still at least grandpa showed you this is how it's supposed to be done, and instilled that work ethic. So we need that back. We also need shame and self-respect back.
You do need to bring back shame, because this shit is getting out of control.
We absolutely need to bring back shame, because we need that era of, I don't want to bring shame to my family. I don't want to bring Shame to my parents' house. I don't want to bring drama to mama's peephole. You know, that Dre-Z line. We need that back because that said something. We definitely need that back. I think we'd be a better culture if we understand that you don't have to be. Not everything is about likes, views, attention. Not everything is for that. Everything is. Not everybody wants to be famous. Not everybody needs to be famous. Just live your life the best you can. And stop being a piece of shit in the process. Conduct yourself with some fucking pride and dignity.
Yeah.
That's not asking too much.
That might be easier said than done because this I think with the internet and social media, everybody has this flash in the pan sense of
15 minutes of fame is better than nothing at all.
You know?
And it's like, it's really not. It's really not. Because 15 minutes of fame, that fame is fleeting. It's literally, it's called 15 minutes for a fucking reason. What's 15 minutes over an 80-year lifespan? Are you going to be 78 years old reflecting on that fucking 15 minutes you got back in 2019? You dick.
That 15 minutes of fame is not worth the ridicule your kids is going to be subjected to all through the school year when they find out about your 15 minutes.
And that's
just saying.
That's the biggest thing. Be forward thinking. There are things that are detrimental. Like the shit I say on this show may be detrimental to me in the future.
Maybe.
And if it does come to that, fuck it, I'll delete this shit and be like, oh well, it never happened. It's still probably out there, but fuck it.
I don't know how you're going to do that, but okay.
The good thing is that I've set myself up to where I'm like, hey, it's out there. Because of the background I have, because of how hard I worked in life. I'm like, hey, you saw that? Well, you still got to work with me.
Yeah.
You don't like my views on shit? You still got to work with me.
Yeah.
Because of how hard I've worked in life. So, I don't know. I guess final thought I would put out there is have some self-respect. Know who you are. Be who you are. And then if you know you've got a messed up, checkered past, be with somebody who's self-confident that can accept your checkered past. Like me, for example, I've said, hoes don't bother me. I can be with a hoe because I ain't shit either. I know how to deal with you and your fucked up past because I had a fucked up past, so I can accept it. I can tolerate. Hell, we can sit around and laugh about it. We can compare notes and see who was worse.
Yeah.
Just be aware, accept yourself, have some shame, have some self-respect.
I think that's the moral of it. Like, let's bring back a little bit of shame. It's like the whole only God can judge me.
Kill yourself.
That's not true. Everybody can judge you. I mean,
there's a thing called a judge.
Yeah.
Whenever you go to court.
It's literally his job is to judge you. So,
there's a thing called a jury. I used to work with all these people.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess the moral of today's topic is think before you act. And for as far as the fellas are concerned,
think before you take the condom off.
Yeah.
She might be a hoe.
I mean, I'm saying what I was gonna say pertain to her being a hoe. Even if she is a hoe, doesn't mean she is unworthy of love.
Exactly, absolutely not.
It just means she's going to. The two of you are gonna have to work a little harder at it, but it's not impossible. I don't think it's impossible. You know, because being a hoe is relative to whoever perceives the hoe shit. And me personally, if I was like really in love with somebody and she turned out to be a hoe, the only thing that matters to me is she hasn't been a hoe since she's been with me. Well, I should say she hasn't slept with anyone else, and let's accept me. You know,
unless she doesn't have an STD.
Well, I mean, we're gonna check that shit out from the jump anyway. I'm gonna check. I'm a firm believer in if you're gonna make something official, just go get tested right off the bat. So you know, ain't no bullshit, ain't no in between. If anything pops up in your relationship, you know where it came from.
But I do the old.
I ain't finna do this. I ain't finna pray. Do one of these before you go.
Scratch and sniff. The Puerto Rican cross. Hey, there you go. I'm about to die.
I'm about to jump in this shit.
Right.
But nah, you should get tested anyway. Just make sure everything's straight.
I'm joking.
Because you live like you live some there's been some crazy shit going on, and you know what I'm saying? There's been times in my life when the condom broke and I was like sweating like a slave. I was like, oh shit. No. But
how much is a plan B?
$50.
Nah, no. $49.95 at your local Walmart, I suggest.
Somebody tried to tell me I couldn't buy one of those.
Bullshit. They sell them in the grass.
No. I didn't believe them. I had already bought one before.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, why are you talking to me? Why are you telling me stuff that's not true?
They're on the shelves.
The thing is she worked at the store. That's what's sad about it. She worked at the store and gonna tell me, I don't think you can buy that. I said, why not? She's like, I don't know. I'm not sure, but I don't think.
How many kids she got?
I didn't dive into her life. I don't care. You're an idiot. Move. You're an idiot, dummy. Yeah. Move. I've already bought one of these before. I already know I can buy another one.
They sell them at Walmart.
They don't sell them exclusively to women, you jerk.
Sell them at Walmart right next to the condoms.
It's right in the pharmaceutical department. You just walk right up there and be like, yo, can you unlock this thing so I can grab a plan B? And they'll be like, I'll be right around there, sir. And then you go over there and then they give it to you and then you pay for it. And that's way cheaper than child support.
Man.
Even 49. For 1 month.
I heard this chick said, and I promise I wouldn't repeat or say her names when I repeat this line. She said she had to go get a Plan B pill. She said, well, it wasn't for me or anything. I just thought it was funny when she was telling me about it. She said, well, I could spend $50 today. I could spend $500 6 months from now.
That's the realest shit ever. Shit. That's amazing. I like that.
That is real. That is real.
I'll go splitsies with it. I'll go half on it.
25 on it as opposed to 250 on it. So I guess, final thoughts. I am the rated R superstar. I am Jay.
And I'm Brad, man. Like and subscribe for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying?
And share, please.
Yeah, share with your friends. And, if you guys, I'm not going to pander to you for money or nothing. I mean, if you want to give me money, that's awesome. But
we got cash.
I'm not going to, well, I don't have it hooked up. So, I mean, if you want to give us money, that'd be great. But I don't have anything like that set up. So the best way to help us, if you like the show, or hell, if you just want to sit around with your friends and talk shit about us, that's cool too. But share, and subscribe. While you do it. All right. We'll get at y'all later, man. We might do.
We'll be back this week with Rock. Rock will be back.
He'll be back. Yeah. But as far as this show is concerned, peace out.